This morning we were in the valley talking to an organization, and the brother, while driving us home, said, nowadays, Monday morning when we come to work, we feel relaxed. And I was like, come again? What was that? He said, Monday morning when we come to work, we feel relaxed because the weekend has been very. So now it's difficult to decide which is the easier place, work or home. Because it's not about the place, it's not about the people, it's not about who I'm working with, it's not about who I'm living with, it's me. I have stopped using my power to adapt, to adjust, to tolerate, to cooperate, to share, to care, and I have started being just. And very easily we say, I cannot live with this one, I cannot work with this one. And when I start saying that, what do I do to myself? And in comes technology which says, okay, you can have friends who are far away from you. And I say, this is easy. This is easy. I like these friends with whom I don't have to adjust. I don't have to adapt. I don't have to cooperate. I just have to chat. And that to chat when I feel like, for how long I feel like, and what I feel like. And when I don't, I just go switch off. And we started getting used to that kind of living. And we started calling them friends. And while we were doing that, we again stopped using our power to adjust, adapt, to cooperate. And when we stop using a power, what will happen to that power? I stop using my power. What will happen to that power? I will start losing that power. Just look at your right hand now. What all it does during the day. Now don't use it for 10 days. Don't use the right hand for 10 days. Just tie it here. Don't use it for 10 days. What will happen? It's going to get a little uncomfortable. Yeah? Don't use it for 1 month. Just tie the right hand and don't use it for 1 month. What will happen? Simple things will become difficult. Just lifting a glass of water will become, and then you know what I'm going to say? Oh, the glass is so heavy because I'm just not being able to lift it. And then I say, table is heavy, chair is heavy, everything is heavy, the world has become heavy. I did not say my hand has become weak. And when I found the glass heavy, I said it's better not to lift glasses henceforth. They've become very heavy. And I stopped lifting the glass. And when I stopped lifting the glass, I stopped using my power. And then I just had this hand hanging around here, not doing anything during the day. And then I can live my life like that. I can live my life with my right hand hanging here, doing nothing. Because I have started believing that everything it tries to do, it is the objects which are heavy, and I stop using this. Now, more I stop using this, what happens? The weaker it becomes. Do you think it's happening somewhere else like that? The more I've stopped using it, the weaker it becomes. How many of you can share your house with 18 people today? And you know what will happen when you start living with them? Not have to live with them, but want to live with them. Suddenly you will see I have so many powers which I was not using. In India today, when we talk about the reasons of emotional weakness, of mental health issues like depression, a very, very big reason which comes up in India today is the moving away of joint families. Joint families when we were so many of us living together. And now suddenly we've shifted from 18 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2, and those two in their own rooms. And when we did that, this started becoming weaker because it was not being used. And many of us love to have pets, and we say, my best relationship is with my best relationship is with my. Why is that? Ever thought, why is that? Why is that? I don't have to adjust, I don't have to adapt, I don't have to cooperate. They listen to us, and most important, they are there when we want them to be. And when we don't want them, out you go. I want things like that around me. I don't want to do anything. I just want them to be my way and I will be happy. And when I start living my life like this, spiritual power starts. And when power starts depleting, then I'm shifting from my happiness. And when I have shifted from my happiness, what am I going to radiate to people around me? I'm going to radiate things which are different from happiness. Now, I'm doing a lot for them. I'm working for my family. I'm cooking for my family. I'm taking care of my family. But while doing all that, I'm radiating my energy field. And that's why they all are getting two things from me. One, what I'm doing for them. And second, what I'm being. We are at every moment radiating two things to people around us. One, what we are doing for them, and second, who we are being. Doing will give them comfort. Being will give them happiness. All that we need to start doing is focus on both. Focus on both, because we don't want them to turn back at us 10 years later and say, I'm not happy being with you. Because that's the biggest rejection that any human soul can face. I am not happy being with you. It feels very let down. It feels my life was, what does it feel? My life was, because I was doing everything for your happiness. So to make other people happy, we have to do, to gift happiness to others, we have to do nothing. We have to do nothing. To make people comfortable, we have to do a lot. And we should do a lot. But while doing it, we have to be very clear, I'm doing this for the comfort of my family. And then decide how much comfort you can give them, and give them that comfort. But don't equate comfort equal to happiness. So I will have to work hard to make them comfortable, and I will also have to take care to radiate happiness to them. What can I do to radiate happiness to them? Not be anything which is opposite of happy. And today we're creating quite a few emotions which are opposite of happy. Which are the emotions opposite of happy? Worry. We love to worry for our children. Don't we love to worry for our children? Yes. And if you find a parent who says, I don't worry about my children, we're going to look at them in shock. You don't worry about your children. What kind of parent? You don't worry about your children, because we believe worry is equal to love. Right or wrong? Worry is equal to love? No. What is equal to love? Care is equal to love. Worry is not equal to love. What is the difference between care and worry? What is the difference between care and worry? Because I need to check whether I care for them, I'm concerned for them, or I worry for them. What's the difference? It's all about where we are in terms of vibration. You know, like the sister came and gave this shawl to me. She cares for me. Now she could also worry for me. And what would worry be? Worry could be stand there and create a thought. I'm sure by the end, by 8 o'clock, she's going to catch a cold. And what if she catches a cold? And then tomorrow she has another program. And then day after tomorrow, but I'm sure this is going to happen. And then what? And when this happens tonight, I will make a nice medicine for her because I'm sure she's going to have fever by the end of 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning, this is what I will. We prepare everything what we will do for them. And we think it's love. I love them so much. See how much I'm thinking about them. And that's what we tell our children. You know how much I think about you? Thinking about them is good, but what's the quality of the energy? Now, if she sits there and radiates all this to me, she'll fall ill. What if she falls ill? What if she falls ill? What if she falls ill? And then her worry will radiate to many people around her, and then suddenly 5 people will be creating the thought, what if she falls ill, what if she falls ill? And then that thought reaches me and I create a thought, what if I fall ill, what if I fall ill? And then tomorrow I will not be here. I will not, because so many of us together have created that energy. So if she's able to care, give me the shawl, fine. Suppose we are not able to do that for them. What can we send them? We cannot always provide what children need. Needs could be, we cannot every time provide. We cannot every time be there for them. They may be living in another country. They may be studying in another city. We can't always be there physically for them. But by worrying for them, what are we doing? We are depleting ourselves. We are radiating that vibration to them and we are depleting them. Now, let's change our energy that we send to them. What can we create for them? Suppose your children are studying in a university in another city. Are they fine? Are they eating properly? Are they taking? Every thought is. Now raise the thought and shift from worry to care, to blessing. What's the thought? Suppose she's standing there, she can't give me the shawl, but she has to shift from worry to care. So what can be the thought? Hanji? Very good. They are taking care of themselves, they are fine, they are eating well, they are happy. Can we think like that? But can we think like that? When we understand that our thoughts are absorbed by them and our thoughts become their emotional strength and our thoughts influence their thoughts and their thoughts influence their destiny, we will think right for them. So one is if she can sit there and radiate to me, what if she falls ill? What if she falls in? And I will start creating the same thought and I will radiate the wrong thought to my body. And the other option is I cannot come up on stage and give the shawl to her. I don't have the power right now to do that. But I just send her a blessing. She's going to be perfectly fine for these 2 hours. Can we think like that? And then if we have to come and give the shawl, we still give it with a blessing and not with, please wear it, otherwise you will fall in. Why do we create this thought of something unpleasant happening? Why have we got into the habit of having apprehension of something which is not right will happen? Fear. Fear. What if? What if? What if? And the mind just goes on saying, what if? What if? What if? Does the mind ever say, what if? Suppose I create a thought from you, what if you fall off that chair? I can create a thought, no? What if? And I'll say, I love you, that's why I was worrying for you. No, So the minute my mind says, what if they fall off the chair? What do I have to say? Because I really, really have to teach my mind to shift from worry to care. Why? Because if I worry, I'm gifting them opposite of happiness. I'm gifting them opposite energy of happiness. And if I care, I'm radiating happiness to them. So I'm creating a thought for her. What if she falls off the chair? What should I tell my mind? First of all, I have to ask my mind, why will she fall off the chair? Treat your mind like someone sitting on the next chair. What if the person sitting next chair, John, she looks at you and says, John, what if Sister Shivani falls off the chair? And then what you're going to say to her immediately? Why will she fall off the chair? And then she says to him gently, there is a possibility that she could fall off the chair. This is the mind. We have to start talking to our mind like, so that gradually we will teach our mind to talk the right way. That is meditation. To teach my mind to think the right way, to teach my mind to be happy so that I can then radiate that happiness to everyone. When we create worry, our children absorb all that worry we are radiating to them. We create worry for them. We create guilt about not being spending enough time for them, not being able to do enough for them, and they absorb all that. And when they absorb all this, we haven't gifted happiness to them. And here we're talking about gifting happiness to the world, but we haven't even yet gifted happiness to our children. We have only worried for them. So at every point of time, I only need to check where is the frequency of the thought that I'm creating. Is it here or is it here? And each one of us knows which one is a higher frequency thought and which one is a lower frequency thought. We know it. We only need to now know the impact of our thoughts. So if I create a simple thought, what if she falls off the chair? What all is going to get affected with my thought? I'm just creating a random thought. What if she falls off? So who's the first one who gets affected? Me. Second, it radiates to my body. Third, it radiates to them. Fourth, it radiates to their body because they have absorbed that low vibration. And fifth, together we radiate it into the environment. And while doing all this, we want people around us to be happy. They cannot be happy because we did not radiate the right ingredient to them. So every time the mind has that inner conversation which is at a lower frequency, just stop and start talking to your own mind. Because the mind gets into a habit of talking that way. You know how people get into the habit of talking the same way, but that does not mean they have to live their life that way. It just means that they need a little push, a little awareness that, this kind of conversation not healthy. And every time you worry for your child, just say to yourself, you know what? This thought is depleting them. Say to yourself, this thought is depleting them. What should I create right now so that I strengthen them? And then your mind will give you the first class option there. This is the thought that I have to create. Like a parent knows, what should I feed my child so that they are healthy? Children might like to eat junk food, but parents would not want. Parent wants to give them the high nutrition. So every time my mind goes like this, I have to check, change, correct. Next day again, check, change, correct. After a few days, you would not know what worry is. And people around you will say, you don't love your children. And you can just turn to them and say, you don't know what love is. Because love means strengthening people. Love means making them emotionally strong. And I do not want to do what the world is doing. I want to do what I understand is right because we know what is right. It's nothing new that we're talking here. We all know which energy is right. It's just that we unaware are creating the opposite of right. So can you shift your worry? For anyone, it could be worrying about yourself. Sometimes we worry about myself, my old age, who will take care of me, what will happen to me, what. One scene in the drama and all the worry will be wasted. One scene and all that we worried for the next 20 years will go. It's such a waste of energy. It's such a depleter. So let's start living in the present. Worry is like anticipating what's going to happen in the future and not anticipating a very bright future, anticipating all the problems of the future. And when I paint that scary picture of my future, and then I look at it every day and get scared. We paint it and then we get scared looking at our own painting. We painted that. We have a choice what to paint. And most important, don't paint anything for your future. Don't need to, because we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow morning. We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow morning. Important is that I am stable and powerful now. And if I am powerful and stable now, so I will be tomorrow morning, and I will be on Sunday and on Monday. And then on Tuesday, if something happens to me in my life, I am strong and powerful. But if today I worry about my Saturday and then about my Sunday and then about my Monday, and Tuesday, eventually what was to happen will happen. But by then, in the next 4 days, I have already depleted myself, and then I don't have the strength to face the situations of my life because I spent my strength worrying about what would happen. So I consumed energy worrying about what would happen. So today, in this beautiful retreat center, worry, स्वाहा करते हैं. There is a donation box here. And you can write on a nice slip, from today, I, the pure, powerful being, the happy parent, I shift from worry to care, love, and concern. And I donate my worry here. Sister Chandru can do what she wants with all our worries. Yes, that's what we do. When we go to the Brahma Kumari's headquarters at Mount Abu, we have this huge donation box where everybody has donated. I donate my drinking habit today. I donate my habit to consume tobacco. I donate this. I donate this. Because this place is vibrating with that energy where whatever we choose and we decide, we are able to implement. Why? Because thousands and thousands of souls over so many years have done that. So it's in the air. So when something is in the air, to be able to do it becomes very easy because the vibrations give you the power to do it. So many have quit smoking here, many have quit drinking here, many have quit anger here, many have quit anything that was uncomfortable for them. And so if we choose to quit something today, it's going to be very easy. Very easy, because quitting uncomfortable habits is in the air here. So let's collectively quit worry, because then I'll be raising my vibration to be happy always.